guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalie, and today we're doing another blindly choosing my March TBR. I did this last month in February and I absolutely loved it, and I think you guys liked it too. I got the idea from my friend Alexa, and so I want to do another one because I thought it was so much fun, and I still have these books wrapped from last time. I haven't unwrapped them yet, and I honestly forget. Like, I forget every single book right now on this TBR. I think it'll be even more fun this month just because it's been like an entire month since I've last looked at these and I don't remember what's in these. There's definitely less books than last time just because I obviously knocked those off the TBR because I got through a lot of them, if not all of them by now, so I'm very excited about that. But I'm wanting to continue this trend into March, so we just renumbered them, and we have our little TBR jar here with the numbers, so we're gonna go through and blindly pick our March TBR. Also, to address this setup, I am actually currently in the middle of doing a room transformation to this room and filming it for you guys, which I am so beyond excited about. But that's why I have all these books behind me, because I just took every single book off my shelf and put them over here because I have a delivery coming today. That's why we're in a different setup today, because I just have to work with what we have right now. Let's get into this March TBR. First book of our March TBR, let's see which number we get. Number 3. Number 3, let's see which book this is. Again, I actually have no idea what any of these books are now that I haven't seen them in a month. So let's unwrap her and see which book is our first book for March. I know what this book is. I'm excited. Our first book for March is Late Bloomer, which is actually perfect because Late Bloomer is giving March, spring, start of spring. So I love the title, but this is actually a queer book. To be so honest, I started reading it last year. I only read a couple chapters because I wanted to read it. This author was actually going to be at the Columbus Book Festival, so I wanted to read it before I met her, but then I couldn't end up meeting her because I had something going on. So I didn't end up finishing this book. I only read a couple chapters of it and I thought it was so cute. So I definitely am excited to get back into this and read the completed book. This book is about Opal. She actually ends up winning the lottery and it's kind of ruined her life. Everybody wants a handout from her, as people do when they know someone that's won a lot of money. She's sick of it because she can't stop saying no to people. So to protect herself, she ends up buying this failing flower farm in North Carolina. And once she gets there, she's met by Pepper, who is the granddaughter of people that own this farm. Pepper is saying that she's the rightful owner to this flower farm and she will not be leaving. And it's actually based in Asheville, North Carolina, which I went to last year for my friend's bachelor party, and it's such a cute town, so that's so fun that it's based there. These two actually strike up a deal of cohabitation, but kind of butt heads while they're there. But obviously they start to get to know each other. Things turn into more than friends, so I'm very excited about this. I think this will be perfect for spring. I obviously love that it's a queer read, and this is the perfect first book for our March TBR. Moving on to book number 2 for March. Number 8. Number 8, we have this one. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm so excited. A lot of you are not gonna know this book, but I'm very excited about it. This is so funny. This book is actually a prequel to a series called The Clique, which is a very nostalgic series for me. I don't know if any of you know about it, but this is a series that I read growing up. I recently, last year, refound all the books. Small bookstore in Wisconsin when I was visiting my best friend, and I bought all those books and reread them last year, but she actually found the prequel and she gifted this to me. So I'm very excited to read it. It's a complete YA, such easy read. Like, this book isn't even 200 pages. It's so quick, but I've already read all the other books. This will be fun to reread the prequel, and I haven't obviously read it since I was younger. They're basically a clique of girls and they kind of run the school. They're all very wealthy, and this girl Claire moves from Florida and she's trying to fit in with these girls. They're really giving her a hard time. That's what the whole series is about. It's very juvenile, but it's fun to go back and read and just see the books I was reading when I was younger. This will be a good little break in between some other books in March. Very excited to add this to our March TBR. Book number 3 for March. Number 10. Number 10. All of these are top row. We gotta get to the bottom row here too soon. Let's see what this is. Ooh! Okay, I'm so excited. As you can see, this is The Perfect Sun by Frida McFadden. I recently picked this up like last month at the bookstore. If you guys don't know, I love Frida McFadden, love her books. Well, most of them. I haven't loved every single one. For the most part, I love her writing, and this is one of her books I haven't read. I looked it up on Fable and it had really good ratings. I have been wanting to get to it. This is about Erica Cass. She kind of has the seemingly perfect family, but one night the cops come knocking at her door and asks to see her son and talk to her son, and that's because a high school girl has vanished and her son was the last one to see this girl, so they have a lot of questions. And Erica doesn't want to believe that her son could have anything to do with this girl vanishing, but motherly instincts always been a little off, that she thinks that something could be off about her son. So as the evidence builds, she's getting more and more nervous that her son could have something to do with this missing girl. So I'm very excited. I didn't read a thriller at all in January, so I've honestly been itching to read a thriller again. So I'm excited to put this on the TBR, and I love Frida McFadden, so I can't wait to read another one of her books. Book number 3 of our, oh, I almost said August, of our March TBR. Book 7. See what I have for book number 7. Woo! Okay, I can tell by the cover. This is Betting on You by Lynn Painter. Read my first Lynn Painter book, which was Better Than the Movies. I really loved Better Than the Movies, and so I've been wanting to get more into Lynn Painter's books. Obviously, I had to pick this one up because how cute the sprayed edges are. This book's about Bailey. She ends up moving to Omaha after her parents get divorced when she's a teenager, and she meets Charlie, who she doesn't get along with. They're completely opposites and they bicker all the time. So years later, she ends up at this job, and Charlie is actually a co-worker of hers at this job. But this time they find themselves talking and laughing, but they still decide they cannot stand each other. When 2 of their coworkers end up kind of flirting, they get annoyed by it, and Charlie says that people of the opposite sex cannot be friends. Bailey wants to make a bet against that. They end up starting to fake date because of Bailey's mom and her boyfriend, but obviously Charlie kind of starts to fall for Bailey, but he doesn't want to make this known because he doesn't want to ruin anything between them. So I'm excited to get into another book from Lynn Painter. I really enjoyed the first one I read. I'm excited to add this to our March TBR as book number 4. Moving on to book number 5. Book number 1. Let's see what we have. Oh, okay. We have A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. I am so excited. The cover is so stunning. It's the UK cover, I believe, the one from Blackwell's. This is obviously the 3rd book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I have read the first 2 now. I'm very excited to get into the 3rd one. I actually recently came across a TikTok of a girl saying that the 3rd one was her favorite, even though that's not popular opinion. I really enjoyed the 2nd one. I honestly really liked the first one. I know some people say they like the 2nd one more than the first, but I kind of like them equally, if not the first one a little bit better. I am very excited to read the 3rd one and final one of the trilogy and complete the series. This book is such a good romantasy book. It's very heavy on romance, which is why I enjoy it, because you guys know I'm not super into fantasy books, but it's always good to throw in like a little romantasy, and I have really been loving the romantasy genre lately, so I'm excited to have such a variety in this TBR already. We're going to add A Curse for True Love to the March TBR, and I'm very excited. Our next read for March, see which number we pull. Number 4. Book number 4. Let's see what we have. Apparently it doesn't want us to pull from the bottom shelf, and that is fine, I guess. 4. Ooh. I have actually had this book for quite a long time now. It's called Ryan and Avery. This is a queer YA romance, and I've had it for a while. I honestly think I bought it because I loved the cover, and obviously it's a queer book and I love reading queer books, but I honestly don't know too much about it, so we're gonna find out together. So this book's obviously about Ryan and Avery. They are both queer boys that meet at a queer prom. They have a connection right away, and this story is about their first 10 dates and just everything that brings, trying to introduce someone into your already existing life, feeling the risk of liking someone and them not feeling the same. So there's just a lot of like teen emotions, I think, going throughout this book. I love reading YA queer books just because I can like relate to it, obviously. Just like thinking back to when I was younger, I can kind of feel the emotions going through these kind of books. I'm excited to add this to the TBR. Don't know anyone that's read it personally, so let me know if you've read this and your thoughts about it. I'll be excited to get into a new author and see what this book's all about. Book number 7 of our March TBR. Book number 9. Let's see what book number 9 is. This is The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton. I have actually had this on my TBR maybe once or twice and I have not gotten to it, but this year I have made it a point to get to the books on my TBR and I have been doing a great job. I honestly haven't deterred from it at all and I'm so proud of myself. So we are going to get to this one this month, I promise. This book was actually recommended to me by Shaughnessy when we were in Portland, I believe, and so that's when I picked it up. This book is about Amory or Amory, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce her name, but she has just lost her job job. She's recently single, so her life is kind of rocky right now. So she has no choice but to gamble on her shaky startup. But one day she is in a coffee shop and she runs into her ex who is with a new girlfriend. So she kind of panics and grabs the guy next to her and pretends that she's dating him. That happens to be Vincent Rogers, and he is actually an astronaut. They live in Houston. They kind of come up with a plan and they start fake dating because Vincent has an overly invested family that wants him to be in a relationship, but he's kind of job focused. So he decides that Amory fakes dates him, that she can stay in one of his guest bedrooms and live there rent free, which she is obviously all about. So they start fake dating and it obviously turns into something more. Shaughnessy has talked so highly about this book, so I think it'll be a really cute little romance. It'll be a fun little book to add to our March TBR. We're either gonna do 1 or 2 more books. Number 2. Okay, we have pulled every single book from the top shelf, which is so crazy. Ooh, okay. This is obviously Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I read the first book, I want to say last summer. Honestly, I gave it like a 3. It was my least favorite Elsie Silver book I have ever read. And I'm sorry if that's an unpopular opinion, but to me, it just wasn't the same as like the Chestnut Spring series I read. I have heard that the second one is better and I'm excited to give it a chance. I obviously love the atmosphere and the plots of her books. I love that they're like cowboy romances. I hope I like this one better than the first, so we're gonna add it to the TBR. This book is about Skylar. She is a top country singer and she has had a lot of bad press lately, but the place where she finds a lot of peace is Rose Hill, and she finds this peace with Weston, who is a single dad and he has a little boy and a little girl. Everything is kind of perfect between the two of them, but Skylar kind of has to decide if she wants to choose this life of settling down or continue to be this country star. I'm excited to continue on and hopefully I like this book better than the first one. I think that's all we're gonna do. We didn't pull any books from this section, which is kind of crazy. They're all from the top. We have a very good diverse selection of YA, thriller, romantasy, queer books, so many different books, and I'm very excited about this TBR. I love when it starts to get into more sunny, better weather. It's like my favorite time to read. I am very motivated and excited for this month's TBR, and I hope you guys are excited for all the videos coming very soon, especially with this room transformation. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.